fascinated by what Charlotte gets up to. Princess Charlotte may be young, but she's already shaking up the royal world. During a public appearance, the princess delivered a message so unexpected that it left the entire country speechless. Her words weren't just adorable. They carried weight and they pointed straight at her father, Prince William. The royal family has always been known for keeping things private, but Charlotte's bold move may have just changed everything. What exactly did she say about the future king? And why is everyone talking about it? Join us as we uncover the royal message that's making history. The moment no one saw coming. From the very beginning, Princess Charlotte's life was different from most children. She was born into a family where tradition meets duty and where every small moment can make headlines across the world. But even though she's a royal, she's still a child who loves, feels, and speaks from the heart. She was born on May 2, 2015 at St. Mary's Hospital in London. The world waited outside the hospital as her parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, stepped out with their newborn daughter wrapped in a soft white blanket. People cheered and smiled, even though they knew she wouldn't understand it just yet. A baby princess welcomed into the world. Her full name, Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, was carefully chosen. It honored two powerful women in her family, her great-great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her grandmother, Diana, Princess of Wales. This name carried a deep message of respect, love, and legacy. From that moment, Charlotte became fourth in line to the throne, right behind her older brother, Prince George. Keep watching to find out more. For the first few years of her life, Charlotte lived with her family at Anmer Hall, a peaceful countryside home in Norfolk. It gave the young family space to breathe and grow together without constant attention. Prince William and Princess Catherine wanted their children to have a somewhat normal childhood, even though their lives were anything but normal. Every once in a while, the palace would release photos of Charlotte playing or posing with her siblings, and the public would catch a glimpse of how quickly she was growing. Then, a Christmas at Sandringham followed. That estate has always been special to the royal family. Every December, it becomes more than just a grand home. It turns into a place of warmth and tradition. The rooms glow with soft lights, the halls are filled with a scent of pine, and the sound of laughter and music floats through the air. It's a time for slowing down, for reconnecting, and for being together as a family. Meals are shared, carols are sung, and gifts are exchanged under the watchful eyes of royal portraits and sparkling trees. It was during one of these quiet, cherished Christmas moments, when everyone was relaxed and enjoying the evening, that Princess Charlotte did something no one expected. She walked up to her father and said something so honest and heartfelt that it stopped everyone in the room. She told him that she missed him. She said she understood that he was always busy, but she just wanted him to know how she felt. The room went silent, not because anyone was upset, but because her words carried so much meaning. In just a few short sentences, she reminded everyone that even inside palaces, even behind all the royal duties, there are still children who long for their parents' attention. It wasn't a moment meant for cameras or headlines, it was just real, and that's what made it powerful. Although no reporters were there, and it was never officially covered in the news, the story slowly made its way out. Someone who was present couldn't keep it to themselves. Because in a world where everything feels controlled and polished, this small, honest moment stood out. As the years went by, Charlotte's life continued to unfold in the public eye, yet moments like the one at Sandringham remained a reminder that beneath the royal titles and the constant media attention, she was still a little girl experiencing the same joys and struggles as any other child. Though her life would never be fully private, Charlotte was able to share moments of true innocence and love with her family away from the world's gaze. After their time at Anmer Hall, the family's move to Kensington Palace brought a change in their lives as their roles as public figures took on more prominence. Despite the increased responsibilities, Prince William and Princess Catherine remained committed to providing Charlotte and her siblings with a stable, grounded upbringing. The familiar family moments continued, but now they were often accompanied by public appearances and growing expectations. As Charlotte's life evolved, so did the way she engaged with the world around her, changing from a private life in Norfolk to more visible roles in the royal spotlight. However, her older brother, Prince George, born on July 22, 2013, was the first to experience the public eye, and Charlotte followed suit in her own way. As a little sister, she showed a natural tenderness toward him. Their interactions, which were playful and endearing, reflected the typical sibling bond that many children experience. In their early photos, Charlotte would often be seen smiling brightly alongside George, sometimes holding hands while other times sharing quiet moments together, an image of normalcy for children, even in the midst of a world brimming with expectations. Then in April 2018, Charlotte became a big sister once again with the birth of Prince Louis, who arrived on April 23, 2018. As the youngest of the three, Charlotte quickly adapted to her role as a caring older sister. She was often seen doting on her brother, showing a gentle, nurturing side. In public appearances, Charlotte's affection for Louis was palpable. She was seen holding his hand or guiding him with a protective older sibling smile. Despite their age differences, the bond between the three siblings, especially Charlotte and Louis, was evident in every photo, portraying the growing love between them as they share their lives together. However, as Charlotte grew, the nature of her life began to change. This contrasted with the joyous occasion of her christening, a special event held at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Sandringham, where her royal family gathered in support and love. The day was a peaceful and intimate affair, filled with joy and celebration as Princess Charlotte was welcomed into the royal fold. The christening took place in a church that has long been associated with the royal family, adding another layer of tradition and significance to the event. It marked the beginning of Charlotte's public life. Though she was still so young, she was already stepping into a legacy she would carry with her throughout her life. As the years passed, Charlotte began to make more appearances with her family at official events. The annual Trooping the Colour ceremony, which marks the official birthday of the monarch, became one of the occasions where Princess Charlotte's growing presence was felt. She was often seen on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, waving to the crowds with her face lighting up as she participated in a centuries-old tradition. These appearances, though brief, allowed the world to see glimpses of the young royal growing into her role. As she grew older, Charlotte's education became a key focus. In January 2018, at just 2.5 years old, Charlotte began attending Wilcox Nursery School in London. The choice of a nursery school that was close to Kensington Palace was intentional, allowing her to experience a more typical school environment while remaining near her family. Though she was a royal, it was important for Charlotte to experience the joys of childhood outside the palace walls, meeting friends and participating in activities like any other child her age. Then in 2019, Princess Charlotte took another big step in her education, following in the footsteps of her older brother George by joining Thomas's Battersea School. The school, known for its high standards, was where both George and Charlotte began their formal education. Charlotte's entrance into the school was a notable moment, marking a further change in her life from the secluded privacy of Anmer Hall to the more public world of schooling and royal duties. Despite the press attention surrounding her education, Charlotte remained a typical child. She attended school with a sense of curiosity and joy, eager to explore the world around her. But in the midst of all this, it was important to remember that Charlotte was still just a young girl, full of energy, personality, and a love for life. Even as she's surrounded by royal duties and growing up in the spotlight, she was still a child who laughed, played, and experienced life's simple pleasures. Whether she was seen riding her bike in the palace gardens, playing with her dog, or spending time with her family, Charlotte remained grounded in the love and warmth of her parents. Despite the pressures and expectations that came with being royal, she is still a child who wants to enjoy her life and the moments that matter most to her. As Princess Charlotte enters her 10th year, she continues to balance the expectations of a royal role with her own sense of self. While she is often seen as a model of royal decorum, she also shows glimpses of her independent spirit, a young girl with a personality all her own who's not afraid to speak her mind. As we saw during that touching Christmas moment at Sandringham, even at her young age, Charlotte has already made an impact, not just as a member of the royal family but as a growing individual with her own voice and presence. Stay tuned as we dive more into her growing public role and key events. As Princess Charlotte matured, her role within the royal family evolved in significant and subtle ways. Though still very young, she was gradually integrated into the royal fold through carefully curated public appearances. These weren't merely ceremonial, they were steps toward preparing her for a future where her presence and demeanor would hold great importance. One major appearance came in May 2018 when she served as a bridesmaid at the wedding of her uncle, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. Dressed in a white frock with a flower crown resting gently on her head, she walked down the aisle with quiet confidence. Cameras followed her every move.